I didn't have social media for 2 years. Everything changed. It's that you usually sometimes feel like you have FOMO. Everyone's life looks amazing. It just destroyed me. So I stopped. When I was out of social media, I was so much happier with just me, myself. So this was also a moment in my life where I had fluctuated in weight. And I'm very honest with the people on my team. So I didn't want to wear anything tight. And then I tried this dress on and I felt so beautiful. You know, it definitely highlighted this area a lot. But it was so, I felt like a Barbie doll. As I got older, I tried to mix fashion with comfort. So I remember I wore sneakers with this outfit and went to dinner with my friends. And I remember I felt beautiful. This I felt so good in. I actually had a whole idea for this outfit. I tried it on. We made it a bit shorter, which was fine. I loved it that way. And when I came in with my team, we designed this together. You know, it may not be fluent, but I'll never forget where I came from and where I'm from.
There's goods and bads of being in the industry at a young age. Though my life was that way, I just chose to accept it and try to do my best with my work. It has been a bit of a challenge to transition. Sometimes people want me to stay in a place that I'm just not anymore. And I'm happy and I'm just doing the things that I love now.
I would say I am very, very grateful for my family. And then it would be probably this show. And I'm grateful for, you know, being in a really healthy, wonderful relationship. So I have a lot. And my sister. I have so many.
I think Benny might question the order of that. It starts with I have the greatest person who does hats. Right. Then I guess and Benny. And then
My list is the same, but put not in front of everything.
Get out of here. Yo, what's up, Pandora? I'm Benny Blanco. And I'm Justin Bieber. And you're listening to our new song, Lonely, right now, which I'm really excited to share with you. So go listen to it.
Sometimes I'll be like, this seems too good to be true. He's so sweet to me, but now I've accepted it. I actually love it so much that it just makes me want to give him that support and that love back. It's safe to say I feel much safer doing that now, and I like it.
Selena is so insane. When we first started going out on dates, she used to pull up to my house minimum 20 minutes early, maybe 30 minutes early. And she would wait outside, but she didn't realize that my cameras could see like down the street and her car would just be parked outside for like 30 minutes. And she would just wait until it was time to come in.
I don't know. I was nervous that I really liked him and I wanted to get there and like maybe call a friend to pump me up or do my makeup again or something.
The 2025 Grammys were supposed to be just another night of sparkling lights, applause, and perfectly rehearsed speeches. But when Justin Bieber walked up to accept what would have been his first Grammy after years of near misses, the arena didn't just go quiet, it froze. Every fan, every celebrity, every camera lens seemed to lean in as if the night itself were holding its breath. Something was about to happen, and no one knew what. Selena Gomez was sitting just a few rows back. Her presence was quiet, measured, but her eyes betrayed something far more intense. When the announcer called Justin's name, she didn't clap. She didn't smile, she simply sat, still and composed, with hands folded in her lap. The camera found her immediately, capturing every subtle shift in expression. It was the kind of stare that made millions online pause their scrolling, wondering if they were witnessing something deeply personal unfold in real time. After all, this was the man who had been a part of her story for over a decade, the one who had come and gone from her life in headlines, heartbreaks, and reconciliations that the world watched like a scripted drama. Justin took the stage, Grammy in hand, and for a moment the room seemed to tilt on its axis. He opened his mouth, and for a few seconds, nothing came out. Then, in a voice that cracked with both nerves and weight, he began his speech. He thanked God first, then his mother, then Haley, who beamed at him from the front row. Everything was exactly what people expected. Humble, grateful, emotional. But then, he paused. The teleprompter had nothing. The cameras hesitated. The audience shifted, sensing a moment that wasn't rehearsed. And then his gaze landed on Selena. 4 words left his lips. Simple, but seismic. "This isn't my redemption." The arena reacted like someone had thrown a stone into still water. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. Haley blinked. Fans online exploded. And Selena? She didn't flinch. She just stared, a frozen sentinel holding the past and the present in one unbroken gaze. Justin continued, his voice gaining strength. He spoke about mistakes, about growth, about the impossibility of undoing the past with a trophy. He confessed that winning didn't erase the young man he had been. The reckless decisions, the public missteps, the times he hurt those he loved. The words didn't just float in the room. They landed on the walls, the seats, the ears of everyone watching. People weren't sure whether to cheer or stay silent, and so they did both in awkward waves. Some stood, some whispered. The producers backstage were likely having heart attacks, realizing that this was no ordinary acceptance speech. And then came the part that no one saw coming. After the commercial break, Selena got up. She didn't walk slowly, she didn't smile, and she didn't wave. She left, disappearing from the spotlight in a way that immediately sparked chaos online. Fans speculated endlessly. Was she upset? Shocked? Did Justin's words touch something she had kept hidden for years? Within minutes, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok were ablaze with theories. Every past interview she'd done about Justin was revisited, every lyric analyzed, every glance scrutinized frame by frame. What people didn't know was that Selena hadn't left the venue in anger. According to whispers from crew members, she had slipped backstage, down the labyrinthine corridors that no cameras followed. And somewhere there, away from the glare of phones and the glare of the world, she and Justin were in the same hallway, for the first time in years, face to face, unguarded. The encounter, if you could call it that, was silent at first. Justin looked smaller than anyone would have imagined, Grammy clutched loosely at his side. Selena's posture was calm, composed, yet unyielding. Then she spoke. She asked him why he had said what he said on stage. Justin, steadying himself, explained that he meant every word. That no award, no applause, no public acknowledgement could fix the past. That some mistakes weren't erasable. Selena nodded slowly. Then came the words that reportedly shifted something inside him. She had forgiven him years ago. But forgiveness, she explained, didn't mean forgetting. It didn't mean pretending the past hadn't happened. It didn't mean rewriting history into something prettier, something easier for the public to digest. They were different people now, and that was okay. Justin, reportedly stunned, absorbed this quietly. One crew member later described him as on the verge of tears, but holding himself together. Time seemed to stretch in that hallway, the kind of suspended silence that only decades of shared history can create. And then, just as suddenly as it had begun, it ended. Justin was called back for his performance, and Selena vanished again, unseen by cameras, unseen by the world. When he returned to the stage, the energy had shifted. The Grammy audience was waiting for the song he had been nominated for, the song about redemption, about becoming someone better, about confronting the past. And as he performed, with each note and every lyric, it was clear that this wasn't just entertainment, it was confession, reconciliation, and release. Selena watched from the side, invisible to the lenses, invisible to the world, absorbing the performance in silence. When the final note rang out and applause filled the hall, she quietly turned and left. The aftermath was chaos in miniature. Haley posted a cryptic story on Instagram, everyone assuming it was directed at Selena. Selena posted nothing, her silence louder than any public statement. Headlines wrote themselves. Theories, think pieces, analyses, and debates that spilled across social media faster than anyone could keep up with. Fans dissected every interaction, every word, every pause, and every glance. And yet, through all the frenzy, there was a deeper truth most people missed. This wasn't about Justin and Selena, not really. It was about the universal struggle of closure, growth, and letting go. Sometimes the people we love most aren't the ones we are meant to keep. Sometimes healing doesn't come with awards or grand gestures. Sometimes you simply have to acknowledge the past, understand it, and walk away. Selena had lived that truth long before that night. Her career, her music, her beauty brand, her advocacy, it all existed independently of the drama of her past relationship. She had mastered the art of being present in her own life, no matter what the public narrative demanded. And Justin, in that brief moment on stage and in the quiet backstage hallway, was learning to do the same. The public, of course, didn't see it that way. They demanded drama, closure, confrontation. They wanted a headline, a reconciliation, or a scandal. They wanted a neatly packaged narrative with a beginning, middle, and satisfying end. But life doesn't work that way, not when it's lived in public, not when mistakes and growth overlap in messy human ways. The Grammy moment will be dissected for years. Podcasts will revisit it. Video essays will analyze every frame. Future biographers will write chapters about it. But the truth probably is simpler. Justin said what he needed to say. Selena heard what she needed to hear. And then they moved on. Just as anyone mature, self-aware, and human would. The story isn't just about 4 words on a stage. It's about the years of private work, the hours of reflection, the late nights of self-confrontation that nobody sees. It's about learning to accept the past without letting it define the future. It's about finding peace in the knowledge that some connections, no matter how powerful, aren't meant to continue. And perhaps the lesson extends beyond celebrity gossip. We all have moments where the past looms larger than it should, where memories of what was lost or could have been haunt us. We all have relationships and chapters that are messy, incomplete, and unresolved. And yet, sometimes the bravest thing we can do is to acknowledge what happened, learn from it, and then walk away without spectacle. In that sense, the Grammys weren't just an award show, they were a mirror, a reminder that growth is messy, that love is complicated, that closure doesn't need an audience, that the most human moments, the ones that resonate, that linger, happen away from the camera, in hallways, in whispered conversations, in quiet realizations. Justin went home that night with a trophy, applause, and validation. Selena went home with peace, confidence, and self-possession. And the fans? Well, they got hours of discussion, analysis, and content to theorize about forever. But perhaps, in the end, the only people who truly mattered in that moment were the ones who understood themselves and each other enough to let go. Because sometimes, the real victories aren't the ones that make the news. Sometimes, they're the silent, private moments where forgiveness, understanding, and acceptance happen. And maybe that's the story worth telling. More than the headlines, more than the gossip, more than the awards. The 2025 Grammys will be remembered not for the spectacle, not for the song, not for the speech, but for the humanity that quietly unfolded behind the scenes. 4 words on a stage changed nothing about the public perception, but for 2 people, in a hallway where no one could see, they changed everything. And maybe that's the wildest part of all.